Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about deep sea mining and our future. I'm just going to be outlining the deep sea meta and how it relates to our need for resources. I'm also going to be talking about modern day mining practices and the impact they can have on the deep sea, be that good or be that bad. And finally, I'm going to conclude off with if deep sea mining is really worth it in the end. So let's start off with a bit of a broad scope. 70% of the world's surface is ocean. Of that 70%, 90% of it is deep sea. Only 20% of the ocean floor is explored, leaving 80% of it unexplored. So, if I did my math right, that means that 50.4% of the Earth's surface is completely unexplored. Really made me think of this meme here. You were born too late and you'll never explore Earth. Wrong. Over 50% of the Earth is unexplored as of now. So let's dive deep into some deep sea biomes. So in order for something to be a deep sea biome, it needs to be deeper than 200 meters, although most of them well exceed 3,000 meters deep. Because of this depth, they are all massively pressured, some of them reaching up to 8 tons per square inch of pressure. That's 11,000 times more pressure than you're feeling right now at sea level. Because of their depth, they are all almost absent of light. Because of their lack of light, they all have low temperatures. In spite of all these negative things, they are extremely biodiverse. Some scientists estimate that there are over 500,000 species living in deep sea ecosystem. This, however, is a conservative estimate, as some scientists say that there could be up to 100 million species living down there. One scientist stated that they were discovering a new species of animal every square kilometer during a survey. So what type of animals live in the deep sea? Animals like this deep sea butterfly, giant tube worms, the firefly squid, and of course, the gillman. Now, this last one was a joke, I hope. I just want to outline the potential the deep sea has shown to support such a wide variety of unique and different organisms. So, why are we talking about the deep sea in regards to mining? Well, as you know, we humans are excellent consumers and we need a lot of resources. Unfortunately for us, it seems like we're consuming resources to an unsupportable degree. It's estimated that our demand for certain elements, such as cobalt, seen here, will be 4 times greater than what we can supply from land by 2050. This leaves us only 30 years to adapt. Cobalt is needed to make batteries and many other electronics. So, if we run out of cobalt, we'll have to go back to using less renewable energy sources like fossil fuels. No cobalt, no electric cars. No cobalt, no solar panels. No more cobalt, no more green energy revolution. 3 deep sea environments have the potential to be extremely resource rich: abyssal plains, hydrothermal vents, and seamounts. Abyssal plains have the most potential for future mining because they are absolutely littered with polymetallic nodules. You can see them peppering the landscape in this image here. These are basically nuggets of valuable metals. These nodules are also polymineralic, which means that they are made up of multiple valuable metals. This makes them an easy and safe investment for different companies. So, how do we go about getting these resources from such an extreme environment? I mean, we can't just give a scuba diver a shovel and a pickaxe. Governments, companies, and individuals have resorted to using ROVs, short for remote operated vehicles, to do this task. ROVs are pilotless vehicles that are controlled by a person on a command ship. You can kind of think of them as deep sea drones. In the past, they have been largely used as deep sea exploration vehicles. Deep sea mining expeditions will use specialized versions of these vehicles. So let's get into how deep sea mining really works. The resource removal process starts at the sea floor. I mean, who would have guessed that? Where a specialized mining ROV sifts across the sandbed, gathering nodules and other resources. These materials are then pumped up a riser tube to the production support vessels. There, the desired materials are removed from the slurry and the waste is pumped back down to the seabed using a return pipe. This process can be very disruptive to deep sea ecosystems as it removes the top 15 or so centimeters of the substrate bed and produces a large plume of sediment behind it. International seabed mining operations are regulated by the ISA, or the International Seabed Authority. This organization was founded in 1994 and is an intergovernmental body like the UN. Their goal is to properly regulate and control any mining-related activity in international seabed areas. International areas can also be known as the high seas, where not one country has more influence over the other. In 2017, Japan was the first country to successfully mine the ocean floor. They mined an inactive hydrothermal vent off the coast of Okinawa inside Japan's Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ. EEZ basically means that they could create their own regulations in the area they mined, and they did not need to report to the ISA for permission. This mining excursion was said to be a success, with metallic ore being extracted and returned to the surface safely. So, I've listed out a couple of possible impacts that the deep sea mining operations could have on surrounding ecosystems. It's important to know that all of these are only speculation, as we do not have enough info on the deep sea environment to truly say if these are for certain. These theories were based off what has been seen on land operations alone. Firstly, it would be fairly obvious that the strip mining-like techniques used in deep sea mining would have an impact on the habitats available for surrounding ecosystems. This could, and most likely would, have a negative effect as it flattens and removes structures from an already sparse location. Alternatively, though, it could have a positive effect as it creates new grooves and holes for organisms to root into. A purely negative impact would be the toxic emissions released from the breaking down of mineral-rich rock. When the rocks are broken, they can release fragmented metal into the water column that could have toxic effects on nearby organisms. Further negative impacts can be caused by debris plumes following mining. These debris plumes have been speculated to reduce the effectiveness of filter-feeding animals and can also bury stationary organisms. Most animals in the deep sea are filter feeders. It is also possible, however, that these debris plumes would reintroduce food sources back into the water column that were once on the seafloor. Scientists are also worried that a significant mining presence could disturb and release large carbon stores found under the deep sea. This could have a massive detrimental effects on climate change, a battle we're already losing. The deep oceans are the true last frontier for humanity, and the fact that we can go down and explore them, the most inhospitable place on the planet, is absolutely mind-boggling. This virtually untouched ecosystem of amazing and unique organisms is an opportunity for greatness, an opportunity to explore, to learn, and to do better than what we did in the past. We have to weigh our options here and make sure that what we do now won't come back and hurt us later. I agree that deep sea mining needs to happen. Gathering these resources is absolutely necessary if we want mankind to continue to grow and develop. The amount of wealth and prosperity that these endeavors can provide us is insurmountable and can completely change the global economy. Because of what is at risk here, one has to wonder if we're honestly ready to take the next step. The deep ocean is so unexplored that we don't know what is at stake. We don't know what we can lose. Maybe there's a species of sponge sitting down there that has the enzyme that cures cancer. Or maybe deep sea microbes play a crucial role in influencing the temperature of the globe. Or maybe this is the most fragile and important ecosystem that we know of yet. Or maybe, just maybe, we don't need to find extrinsic value to it. We can realize this ecosystem, this isolated ecosystem, has existed for billions of years, and maybe it should keep on existing, unheeded. This is a test, and this is humanity's last chance to say, hey, you know what? We did that one right. We did it correctly right from the beginning. So, when we finally dive down to the depths to pursue these resources, we better do it right. Thank you.